Hey team, how we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz. I'm going to be on in 2 minutes, she said. But I just wanted to give you a quick g'day. I don't text and I hardly type. So what I wanted to quickly do is say g'day to you all, to all of the moderators. That's the guys and gals in blue. G'day there, Lauren, Daz, the keeper of cows. Lauren, the Victory Garden extraordinary. We've got Kirsten there. Fantastic to have you here, Miss 98. We've got all the names in green. Leo Wanker since 2000. Jesus, my eyes are cooked. Hope you're all having a good day. This is going to be a good stream. Not sure whether Lauren is joining us tonight on here or whether she's resting back. I've only just got everything ready to go, and we're in the dying seconds before the camera turns to my face, and my Spetsnaz shirt, or the opposite to Where's Wally, the background looks a little bit menstrual, and I'm sorry if you think of it that way. Good to have yous all there. Tonight is all about 26 Platoon. 26 Platoon, what are you talking about, Kaz? G'day, Mason. 26 Platoon is about to hit the ground at Kapooka. I'm calling it 26 Platoon or Australia Day Platoon for a reason. Because from now on, a platoon will be the theme of each month until the van arrives at least. What do I mean by that? Well, we're about to be the one of the most treasured days in Australia, and that is Australia Day, where we get to celebrate all of the brand new immigrants that get citizenship into Australia to give their children a new life, a lift up from wherever they've come from, and hopefully they bring some skills, the least being speaking English. Because if you can't speak English, it's actually impossible to assimilate or take direction from emergency services, or know that it's your job to go over the fence and get the goddamn effing ball if you've hit it over there. Watch out for the bindies in the Webster's yard. Guys and gals, 26 Platoon is the name of all of the people that are joining the military in January. January 26th, as we know, is the time to put the sailor sausage on the barbie. Okay, so that will be the commemorating the day that we think of for everyone that's enlisting in 2022, the assassin's number. I'm about to go to Kapooka. I've got some videos here for you. We're going to look at those because it's important. The people that are joining are probably actually watching this now. Make sure you tick subscribe to be able to join in with chat. You can talk about any subject and we will actually address what we're saying there. Here we go. Kirsten is totally qualified now. What's she saying? Whatever pleases your fancy, Kaz, all good here. Well, at the moment it's going to be on send a little bit, so I'll give you a rest for a little while there, Lauren. Bum thing, everybody. What happened? What's Kristen done? Hey, Lauren, I've got the COVID. All right. If it doesn't kill you, it's just the flu. Joseph's Fitness. Hey, mate, I have a question to become an Air Force physical trainer. I don't think they do physical training, mate, if you see how low their fitness levels are and the expectations for those that wear the blue. But, mate, physical training, do you need to do Kapooka training? Sorry, mate. Joseph's Fitness. Hey, mate, I have a question. To become an Air Force physical trainer, do you still need to do Kapooka training? You don't go to Kapooka, you go to an equivalent, mate, where you learn to uniron your shirt, put a hat on back to front, and drop your standards. I've got to give you a hard time in RAF. That's what we do. But when your standards are that low in fitness and dress, you left yourselves open. Phoenix Knight is here. Blue Knight going down. Hey, Kaz. Guys, anyone know whether it's safe to send your PayPal email if requested for a refund? No idea on that one, mate. Muhammad, Allah Akbar, my dad gets his citizenship this Aussie Day. Can we get some thumbs up straight away for Muhammad there? Al Nubi. Sorry if I butchered your name there, mate. Congratulations. What will you be eating on this Australia Day? Hopefully you eat some sausage. That's what he said. Hopefully you hit a cricket ball or a tennis ball over the fence. Hopefully you get some bindies in your feet. Hopefully you get a handshake with a stranger. And hopefully you get enough equilibrium from good people around you that allow you to realise you're welcome. you're welcome here, mate. Nicole King Mohammed, the best day to obtain the citizenship. Yeah, it is. And where are you, Mohammed? Whereabouts in Australia are you going to get sworn in, my friend? AM. G'day, Kaz and team. I'm off work at the moment with tonsillitis. That sucks. Do you see what I said there? Robbie Wall, chair for us. That's all right. We still love him, but we've got to tease him. Peter Mayfield Army has the highest physical training requirements, and they've always had the highest physicality. I understand that the Navy, there's only so much you can do, not only because you've got limited space when you're on a ship, but also you can't be just continually, even though they're surrounded by bath water, you can't have people stinking up a ship, and I've been on plenty of them. Thank God to Brooks on the bottom of the ocean now. That ship was a son of a bitch. SP, g'day, mate. How you going? We've got Old Central. G'day, everyone there, mate. We've got Robbie Wool throwing the thumbs up there. Be careful, Ivan Milat doesn't come and take you for a joyride. We've got Vermont. Thumbs up there too. Good to see there's not 3. We've got Logan. Leave in 9 days now. So you will be hoping to get into 2RR in 6 months' time. So you are part of the Australia platoon, the 26th platoon. Congratulations. You want to go to the 2nd Battalion Recon orientated amphibious group. If your standards are up there and you tell them that you want to go there, then I'm sure you'll get there. And I am Deadpool, also translated as I am Robin. Batman's offsider, says Allah Akbar to Muhammad. Great to have you here. Dave D has the COVID too. AM, 2nd to 1. I like what you did there. I'm a junior digger too. Need to talk. I can be an ear, mate. Good on you, mate. Great. And the Desert Wolf. There he is. Thanks, Lauren. We got Hoodle Doodle. My dad was in the Air Force and still used to make fun of him. That's all right, mate. You know, if I was a hooker, I'd make fun of myself as well. The wizard sleeve, they call them. What is the Navy changing to powdered soap in the showers? They can't do that. That wouldn't be fair. That'd take the fun out of it. Hashtag me too. 2nd to 1. G'day, Kaz. I'm a junior digger from 2RR. Good to have you here, mate. As you know, I am 2RR through and through. I'd really like to leave a yarn with you. I'm really struggling with my mental health lately, mate, and I feel I can talk to anyone. Okay, what I suggest you do is get straight onto the Patreon, put you onto this bat phone. The link is in the remarks down the bottom, and then, mate, you can talk to me as long as you want on the bat phone, one-on-one, where no one except China can hear us talk. And I hope you're okay, mate, because you know, the invisible wound, the black dog, it sucks, and that's not being racist. Ella S. Akaz, Cobry, hey, Michelle, thanks for the mention last week. Still in holidays until IETs, counting down the days. Make sure you maintain that fitness. Don't overtrain. Going ready to go. Go in with a killer attitude, and hello to your husband and Nutsu Cow from Rome. And I still remember the sunrise photo I took for you, love. Mr. Patterson, Kaz Bucker's crook as well. Yep, he's got the COVID as well, Buckaroony. I had the luxury of having a talk to him when he wasn't answering the phone for almost anyone else. Fantastic to be able to help him out. Now, what we're going to do after we say g'day to Johnny there and Foxhound R336. Hey, mate, you know me. Yes, I do. Foxhound 336, I do. And we've got Johnny Crap. I'm so tired. Sorry, Lauren. Not sure what that one's about. Going fine. Lauren's doing well. She just done a Victory Garden video. There's no chili in there, which disappointed me a little bit. And for the size of a butter-eating dog, I'm surprised she didn't show a couple of pollywaffles in the garden with footprints across them. They would have been bare feet, and you would have known they were from Rose. We've got Phoenix Knight, so true about language and assimilation. It's like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Unfortunately, people get used to survival, English, and never advance beyond that. And if that's the case, then you can never truly be accepted into Australians because we just don't know how to bridge that gap. And that's not a bad, well, it is a bad thing, but it's not an intentional thing, right? Brycey, hey Kaz, I'm waiting to join ADFA and become an officer. I hope you're fantastic. We need some really good brass at the moment. Make sure you watch your 6-butt because they eat their own. They're like the left. And I wanted to ask what you want to see in an officer because I know there can be a lot of shitters. Cheers. Mate, Brycey, the best thing you can do is talk to me on the, what do you call it? on the bat phone, on Patreon. The reason being, any officer in the military would be silly not to have me on or to be on my Patreon so I can be that one-on-one mentor like I did for so many years for so many officers. You know, I wasn't very good at the paperwork and all that sort of crap, but one thing I did do, I stood by the officers. I loved the officer I worked for. I never tried to take over his job, and I understood that my job was to support him, whether I was instructing them, okay, whether I was mentoring them, or whether I was supporting them. You know, I don't believe that we have bad officers. I reckon there's a few, but I also think that moral courage is one of those things that holds a lot of great officers back. We don't know who the next Rommel is. We don't know who the next Cosgrove is until he's given an opportunity to fly or to fail. And until we give them that opportunity without taking their job off them, if they don't be a cookie cut out of exactly what I want to be, how do we know that whether we've got a Dave D or whether we've got a Fugazi? That's a fake diamond for those that aren't Jewish. Right, so what we're going to quickly look at now, this is going to take about 7 minutes, you know, because some people that are going to Kapooka, 26 Platoon, the Australia Day special, okay, what we're going to do is quickly watch a video, and what that's going to do is allow you to understand you have no opportunity to quit now because you're part of the channel, which means that you've surrounded yourself with all the information you require to be able to get through this. Now you owe it to yourself to pass this link on to someone else who's going to be in the same boat, because I'm telling you now, someone that has not found this channel probably hasn't done very much investigation before they get to the School of Cool. And then when they get there, remember, if they fall short, you fall short. You'll travel at the speed of the least prepared individual. So it behoves you to give them all of the foot up the arse, you know, that they need to make sure that they can support you. Otherwise, you're going to be carrying them the whole time. You can call them a lantern if you will, but you're still going to be getting your ass kicked traveling at the speed of a fatty. And you don't want that. So here we go.
It's impossible to actually fail Kapooka because
you can't fail Kapooka.
Everyone here in this stack is relying on each other. So what I'm saying here is, do you have my 6? Picture yourself as the lead guy while I talk now. Just say you are male, female, doesn't matter. And you've done all the hard work. You blitz this session for the U session, the assessment session, which also has a psychology, and also the PFA, the pre-enlistment fitness assessment.
Level 7, 8.
And then you get to Kapooka.
That was level 78.
And you're like, okay, here I am. I've done all the preparation. I'm good to go. Motivated. I've been with Kaz for 2 years now. Was a member. Actually made it to sergeant in the join. Stoked. You know, no Lauren, Dave D, all of the crew. But what about the people behind you? What about the people that take it for granted? What about the people that turn up at the base level requirement, not just physically, but also emotionally, also psychologically? Do they have your 6? Because what we're seeing now is the dropping of standards at Kapooka way too low. We're seeing the degrading of these same standards at the School of Infantry to allow multi-genders to be able to be successful at the role, to keep the politicians off their back. When you decay something that has been set in stone, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to change shit, team. But what happens is you get incrementally less capable.
About 15.
And instead of having one person in the class like we see in the school these days, where there's not one drongo in the class, there might be 2 or there might be 7. And then it gets to the stage where you're not even combat effective anymore. So picture yourself in that stack there. What if you've done all the work and you're the most capable? So the commander puts you at the front, but you have 3 people, 1 person, 2 people behind you that cannot do the job, that are not up to it, that won't make it to the finish line or slow you down, or don't have the ability or the fortitude or the trust in their training because they're substandard. Do they have your 6? That's what I'm asking. Ask yourself. So now what I want you to do is you're not going to be the guy at the front of the stack. Now you're going to be the person who's the 2nd, 3rd or 4th. Do you have the 6 of the person that's trained hard to prepare for not just a career, but calling? do you have their 6? Do you or do they deserve the trust in you? What I'm asking is the work you do before you go to the U session, the assessment session, the work you do before you go to the PFA. You should be able to far exceed it. It should be obvious when you turn up that you are the right droid we're looking for. What we should never see is people get to Kapooka and say, outside active guide, outside family emergency.
Year-old Jackson Blaine, you are the
that I can't go on. Something's occurred. Because you've already been vetted physically, you've been vetted academically, you've been vetted emotionally.
There's nothing we can do about the echo, sorry, team.
So it's impossible to actually fail Kapooka because you've already been successful in all of the testing. Probably the hardest it's ever been to actually get into the military. So always remember that. Do you have my 6? And do I deserve to have yours? Can he trust me with yours? Okay, let's move on from that. It's impossible to actually fail Kapooka.
Not exactly sure what happened there, too. Everyone's talking about the echo, I couldn't hear it. So guys and girls, that went longer, but there was no need to really go there. It's letting you know that you cannot fail Kapooka because you've already been vetted psychologically, intellectually, medically, physically, and attitudinally. And you're also a volunteer, right? You can't fail unless you give up. And that's called quitting. And we don't quit because once you get onto IETs, when you get onto your unit, there is nowhere to quit. You can't tap out. You can't be out in the middle of the sticks and just go, I've had enough. No. Pull your skirt up and get back into it. We've got another one we're going to show here for you, team, just so you can have a bit of a laugh at it. Nicole King, when you see someone struggling in Kapooka, you don't have a choice. You have to help them, whether you like them or not. Whether it be in drill or lessons, please take the time and help them out, especially if it is due to not grasping it. Absolutely, you get plenty of time in the hallways to practice that. Drill, weapons, while you're cleaning it, putting your weapons assembly back together. But there's something here that I believe that they should really do at the very start, the start of Kapooka. And the Royal Marines do it. And I'm telling you now, out of all of the militaries I've worked with, USA, New Zealand, Australia, UK, India, Gurkhas, you name it. No one has cardio down pat better than, drumroll, the UK. They're in the army for 20 years. They know that they get the boot at 20 years, so they're always planning step 2, unless they're held on for a specific position. But what they do with the mud run for the Royal Marines is a fantastic way to create one activity that bonds you all together. I'm going to let you look at that now. And I think they should do this at the start of Kapooka, before you know who's who in the zoo, so you realise you can't do Kapooka by yourself. So you realise you need the people around you, and you know absolutely who turned up unprepared, so they can feel the shame of letting their friends down and then have to re-earn the red badge of courage as they move forward in their career. Let's check it out, Kaz. We will. Here we go. Put a nice Volvo in your butt. Look at that.
The Mud Run is a physical serial that recruits and young officers will go through once whilst they're here at training. It's used to develop physical and mental resilience. It's extremely hard work moving around in the mud. We ask our Marines to give it their all and to remain cheerful while they're doing it. And in those moments where it does get a bit dark, they'll be able to look back on this with a smile on their face from a teamwork perspective, from a sort of personal resilience level. That's what will stick with them long after the sort of pain is gone from doing that quite arduous 45-minute session in the mud. It's 4 foot of gloopy mud. You can't stop. If you fall back, the whole team has to go back and start again. It generates a real cohesive unit, shared hardship. The guys that go through it, they're all helping each other. You saw them dragging each other, simulating having to drag someone out of combat.
Stevie B.
The effect of the mud on your legs and your boots makes it doubly hard. And you've really got to dig in and show the commando spirit.
You can only do this in an all-male platoon
You already
team
see that
because
they're a bonded
normally the
team.
discipline,
They're already physically
some
very
would call
strong
it
and well developed.
bullying, bastardisation.
They'll go on and they've got another 24 or so
picking,
weeks to go.
People's ass up. It has to be done. There you go. So this would be a fantastic thing to happen. It really would be. We have things like this in the School of Infantry, the section competition. The obstacle course is an absolute bastard. We don't do it as often or as many times repetition-wise. I'll give you a bit of an understanding on that one. There's one thing that not Kapooka, or maybe Kapooka, but the School of Infantry needs to do now, and that is get rid of doing the obstacle course in webbing, in body armour, and with weapon. This is meant to be a teamwork activity where there is the closest thing to diversity and equity, which means you shouldn't have one person carrying the gun for the entire time who probably earned that by being proficient, who's now got the weight of a beast, the Mag 58 or the Minimi even, sharpest object on earth, sea urchin, 5.56 sea urchin, and they're carrying that while someone else is carrying a stire, right? It's not fair. What you need to see as a good test is it's a sprint with teamwork, with command and control, but also with a timer and correct information that needs to be followed so that you can have breaches for feet going the outside of walls, for not doing 2-foot landings when coming off the A-frame, for going into section positions to wait for your slowest to arrive after a channeling point. All of these things used to get done, despite the fact that we did have the webbing, fighting equipment and rifle, etc., and guns, but we didn't have the body armour, which doesn't go well with 6-foot walls, 12-foot walls, etc., or climbing through tunnels. But what it's great for is seeing who falls behind. And what used to happen was you'd all go through section by section by section, and one of the first third you'd get wet in the bear pit. When you go through that bear pit, that becomes an equaliser. It makes everything weigh twice as much, and it really saps the morale out, especially in winter. But what it's great for doing is knitting a team together and working out, who is the big boys on the block. It gives them a chance to win at something. So what used to occur is you'd go through once. Okay, then you'd go through a second time to confirm that you went through correctly the first time. But what would happen is, when you went through the second time, there'd always be 4 sections. The slowest section of the last the second time through would have to go again. So there's a goddamn incentive, 1, to be the fastest, but 2, to not be the last. And they got penalised for their slowness, lack of capability, lack of command and control and teamwork by going through a third time. And I can tell you now, you will not enjoy the obstacle course at the School of Infantry. It is a goddamn hard obstacle course, and it is unforgiving, and it will take the bark off you. It will. But that was a better way to do it. We shouldn't be breaking weapons, breaking equipment, breaking people with no OH&S over 2 metres off the ground. Okay, wet, fatigued. It doesn't make sense. We use OH&S with everything else, and then we don't do it in something like an obstacle course under fatigue when it could be someone's job for something stupid that could be done better. But physicality and exhaustion is one of the best ways, and the team gear carry is fantastic for that. The defensive week, 10 days plus, in the School of Infantry, again, bloody hard. It is a softener before you get ready to go and do the hardcore. And the important thing is that by doing these things, they become activities for the rest of your life. You have something in common with another soldier to be able to talk about, compare notes, and have a laugh about and bond. Now, the same thing happens at Kapooka. Everyone will remember what used to be the week 9 inspection. Everyone remembers the ice on the bear pit if they go through in winter. Everyone will remember the countless hours of your nipples turning into pool cues on the under your Howard Green, the most disgusting looking garment ever made by someone that doesn't touch kids. You've got to have those joint moments that are evergreen, that everyone does together, so that you have that point of reference and bonding in the future. You can't fail Kapooka. Brycey, I think a good test would go on a pack run and all and tell one bloke to fake fall to see who stops. People will automatically do that, mate. You don't need to do it by design. You're always going to have some fatty, that everyone has to turn around and put their hand up their ass and drag them to the front, and then they complain that it wasn't their fault. My shin splint had a compartment syndrome. It was colourblind, and I think it's cancer. Experience bad before worse. Yeah, man. You've got to make that common enemy of the DS, of the instructor, of the institution. How about defence ops? Defence ops, looky fluky. That sorts everyone out. But my hands are bleeding. Yeah, Jesus were too, but he didn't get off the cross, did he, son? Now get back down there, pick up the extraterrestrial and start digging. Get on your knees, she said. Defensive ops is as hard as it gets because it just goes on forever. Season, weather, and terrain. Mr. P, ops course above pool at Singo was tough. It was difficult, mate. Everything that happens in the pool, if you turn up and you can't swim well, you're going to be smoked when you go to places like the School of Infantry. It's not because we need you to be able to swim 400 metres or 500 metres or a kilometre across the English Channel. Okay, it's because we need you to be able to swim well, because if you cannot, how are we supposed to take you through non-impact or low-impact training as a secondary training source and confidence builder, in between hard sessions out on hard tarmac? Yep. Experience bad before worse. Yep. The field will ask all the necessary questions. You'll hate life. Dave D, everyone except the winner should go again. No, because you don't want the fit guy to run to the head. Oh, you mean with the sections? That'd be a great way to do it. That'd be a great way to do it. I've been in sections, man, where the fear of coming last, because you've already put 100% in the first time, 100% in the second time, and you've been let down by someone in your section that turned up unprepared, and now you might all do it again. Guess what? There's going to be a bloody good conversation with 10 guys, with the 2 guys that came last. They better not be showing any attitude when they get back to the room. Adam Ski, actually you can fail. This old man kept getting people to carry his gear. I back squat him and get rid of him. And start losing his gear, even forgetting to lock his lockbox. Yep, get rid of him. He was removed from the course, mate. Yep. But that is something that naturally they couldn't have picked up. There's something to do with him ageist or something to do with giving the old cobber a go, I guess. I don't know. We've got to be careful because there's a dollar figure on every person we pick for quota or pick for equity that fails in the long run or gets out at the bare minimum amount of time served. When we could have got the right people from the start, put up the hard yak of videos like the mud run and let the right people come to the front. Mr. Buckaroony, the COVID recipient. I did an exercise once where we had to float all our gear across a river in a hoochie. Yep, mill flotation's a normal thing for infantry, mate. And it is funny when it starts to go wrong. I had one go wrong in 1994 when I was on the Duke of Gloucester Cup. We were down to Singleton in winter, had nipples like fucking thumbs and thimbles. And I was halfway across, I was a scout, and my gear started to sink. And I still had about 50 metres to go. And the amount of energy that took to drag my kit from submerging as well as dragging it crossways, the worst way to do it across the river, and then finishing a 20-kilometre patrol in winter, soaking wet. It was terrible. Lukey, I can't wait to get back to Singo. Yep, I got injured and had to get surgery, but should be back there in late February. You take your time to recover, Luke, then you'll have the force again, and we'll be in your corner. Cole King, Mr. P, I hope you're starting to feel a bit better along with Roz. Oh, Mr. B, Mr. Buckaroony, got you. Congrats, Reese. You'll be fine, mate. We had 7 over 30 in a platoon. 7 over 30 in a platoon of 60. Not sure what that means. Space Ninja. Everyone's quiet up there, mate. Andrew Horse. Hey, Kaz, my son starts last 8 weeks at Singo, end of January. He's absolutely loving it. Hadn't seen him since April, the start of Kapooka. What a difference, mate. Stands tall, speaks with intent, and is decisive. That is one of the nicest comments and statements to hear. That he's gone in there, he understands this is what he wants. He's surrounded by a band of brothers. It's as real as it gets at the School of Infantry. One fake step or wrong step, you can hear a snap and not having listened to your fitness instructors, and something goes wrong. And then an act of God can occur and you can be injured, potentially forever. So, mate, he's going to have his Skippy badge. You know, like we say, it costs $1.78 in money, but it costs 1 billion calories. And I tell you what, mate, I don't know if you're ever in the military yourself, mate, but there is no easy way to ever get a Skippy badge. And this young fella, he is going to be a beacon of a legacy. And every year you're going to see him grow. And if you ever need to, mate, get on Patreon, get him to give me a call, and we can do it together. You know, because I was there for 24 years at the 2nd Battalion and the School of Infantry back and forth as an instructor. Love it. Lived it, you know. And I didn't have a choice when I left, but I wish I was there now. Congratulations to your family and the family legacy. Hey, Kaz, hey, Bark. Hey, Joshy, how you going, mate? It's been a while. You should be there, Mr. Horse, okay, because he's going to be getting out. You know, he's got some hard work to do, and it won't be long before he's giving you a place where you can go to visit him and extend your travel experiences and excitements as you live his life vicariously. Fantastic. Duty first. And remember, his role, his career, is to seek out and close with the enemy, to kill or capture him, to seize and hold ground, to repel attack by day or night regardless of season, weather or terrain. Whether we have a threat domestically or abroad, he has put his foot forward and said, I am willing to take the arrows if need be. And believe me, mate, I know a lot of people that have made some really big sacrifices for this country, and I'd never take a knee for a flag that I love so much. Thanks, mate. Danny boy, howdy, mate. Lukey, yes, I was sent to TRW for months with a torn meniscus, yeah, dude. But I'm back to 100% and just got to pass, by the way, and Pezza and get back to Singo. You take your time there, mate, because you don't want to go back. You know, we've got written down here, actually, there's a massive difference between being sore and being injured. If you are actually injured, the fear for a soldier is if I'm out of training for 48 to 72 hours, I'll be back squatted, I'll lose my brothers, and that's going to tear me to bits. Make sure you like if you can now, team. But at the end of the day, what you don't want to become is a cripple either. So if it's an injury, not just bleeding hands, I don't care about that, I don't care how sore you are, couldn't give a shit. That's all part of the journey. But if you're actually injured, put your hand up and let them know I want to stay, this is not an out. How can we do this so I can stay? And see if they can't work a miracle for you. Andrew, will do, mate. He followed you. He said that the guy makes sense. You have a lot to do with his choice. Thanks, mate. All the best. I'm here for your family in the future and now. Mr. Buckarini Kaz, why is he called Horse? I don't know. Ask his knees. Josh, keep your fluids up and get plenty of fresh air. Has he got the COVID too? I'm now getting out to watch the zoo night all. See you later, Mr. P, and thank you for being here. It's always good to have the Wisdom Bear here, and you're always good to go. Thank you very much for your what would you call it, application loyalty to the channel. It's always appreciated, mate. All the best to your family. Mr. Buckarini, Kaz, did you ever steal the SIG Squadron's cockatoo, Bert? No, I didn't, mate. I got a cock of my own. I'm in infantry. You can have your hat badge too, Mercury. Mate, last night I drank too much alcohol and it's made it worse. That's a silly move. Lauren, good night, Mr. P. Sure, she loves you. Night, Mr. P, says Daz. Cattle King. I'm going to get a drip. A drip makes everyone feel fantastic, except if it's coming out of your japai, so to speak. I hope I haven't missed much. Pezza? No, mate. We're just having a bit of a talk about those that are getting ready to go into 26 platoon, hallway 26, which is everyone that is going to Kapooka, like Dan the Dog Man, trying to take over Robbie Kent's position. We've got a bunch of people that are joining and going to Kapooka in January, so they'll be known as the Australia Day Platoon, 26th of Jan. And it's going to be the Valentine's Day Platoon in February. How are we going for that? That's alcohol dehydrates you, Josh. That won't do any favours, mate. The H2O is what you want. And don't get me wrong, I was the last person that would have given advice. You know, when I was younger, I probably would have done the same, just to make the throat feel a bit better. I've done okay in COVID, very tired with no energy. That comes with being 50 years old, Mr. Buccarini. Hallway 14 was Lukey. I was hallway 11, mate. Hallway 14, do you remember the flickering lights, okay, of the fluoro just before it came on at 5:59 in the morning? Benster Gaming, loving your work, mate. Thank you very much, mate. Take it easy. And I hope that with Australia Day coming up, you enjoy your long weekend. Stickman. Took a month, but I finally got some toilet paper. It was on my last roll. Mate, I've got about 30 packets of tubes now because I stocked up. Pez, I've been following you for a while. Finally answered the call as a 343 reservist. Mate, it's, what else do you do, mate? What else do you do? It's it'll change your life, but just remember, if you can't do it full-time, don't try and do it full-time, part-time. You know, if you're going to be 343, don't let it affect your study. If you're studying, be careful it doesn't affect your job or your family if you're doing it part-time, or they may try to pull you out of there. Hallway 14, that's my pit. There we go. Joshy Fawns, good to see everyone's here. It's cheered me up already. Yeah, look, mate, we're all going to get this COVID eventually. You know, I've had malaria and I've had a whole bunch of things I don't want to tell you about, but that's all part of living, isn't it? Yep, can still picture the flickering lights. I can hear them, Luke, and that was 30 years ago for me. You can't wipe your bottom with tasty tubes. You can, but why would you waste that MSG, Lauren? Joshy Fawns, Lauren, why not? Eureka element. Do you set up a latrine at IETs? You will out in the field environment, yeah. Unless they do, it depends on where they are. They'll either make you dig one, okay, a long trench to shit in, you know, and piss in front of everyone else, or they'll put the honey pot out there, which is the hottest tin seat on earth. It'll give you a horseshoe bloody shadow on your ass, you know, or maybe it's changed a bit and you're going to get bloody rent-a-loos or something like that, I don't know. You're allowed to shoot missiles into the ground, but you can't shit there. It doesn't make sense to me. And you can dig a goddamn open cut mine beside it. Isn't it funny how it depends on how much money you give back to what you're allowed to do? You'll have to use the 1 square method. Put your finger through, it'll catch, it never misses. Turkey fish. I'll never get a chance to go, but all the best to those heading off to Kapooka soon. Yeah, mate, and sorry Turkey hasn't worked out for you. And Wakey Vids from Tasmania, I believe he is, Lauren, remind us. He's now going into university because his plan A didn't go to plan with the military, so it doesn't work out for everyone, team. Hey, let's get some likes up there if we can. If you don't like, I'll blame this shirt. Okay, the Spetsnaz, the French wine drinking baguette shirt. I won't wear it ever again. Sounds good, does, except chili plays up with my guts. Me too, that's why I sit on the toilet and play Farmville. Tomorrow I'm going on an adventure. You know, I'm looking at either going to the Gap out in Sydney Heads, righto, where Captain Cook came through and where more than 160 people have officially thrown themselves off there, only to do the Frosby flop onto one of the hardest surfaces and then roll into the water off the Shark's plate. So I might go and get some good photos of that place and go and check it out. Checked it out, done a recon the other day. It's hard to get some good photos of it, but I'll see what I can do and maybe go and put some GoPro under the water. At the moment I'm using the GoPro 10 It's still got the same problems every other GoPro with sound after it first comes up out of the water, but it's got a film across the screen that you never need to wipe it. The water never beads on there. It's fantastic. Fantastico. Cold Phantom, legend. Lauren, no, he's not in Tasmania. Okay, he's not from Tas. I don't think we had a lively chat in my Discord about it. Gave him lots of toga wearing and keg stand advice to help him prepare. Isn't it funny the amount of people that are so against someone joining the military for 4 years but have absolutely no drama with someone locking in a university degree to a useless course, if they're doing one, or doing a potentially a trade that might not suit that individual. It's a weird one. Mr. Buckaroo, you were just missing the French beret, Kaz. I'll get the black one off you, mate. I'll go and get your signals beret with Mercury, the dancing sailor, on there, and we'll be good to go. It was always good being infantry because we had the green beret, you know, and the civilians, they just think that you are a green beret when you've got one. You officially are, but not the green beret of special forces. Well, that's the 2 commando, which is an extension of infantry. We've got one of our soldiers at the moment going through the tryouts for special forces as well. He's doing a lot of his testing and he's doing pretty bloody well. He's got a really, really hard time ahead of him, as everyone has that chases that lane, but all the best to him. We'll never let you know his name, but you know, hats off to him, and I hope he does well. Phoenix Knight, not too cow, thank you very much. 5 will make you get down. Okay, Lauren's favourite band. 2013, I got made Med Class 4 for minor knee fracture. In 2002, it happens, mate. No surgery, no crutches, any hope of appealing and joining the army. Thanks for your time. Okay, so you got made Med Class 4. 2013, I got made Med Class 4. So how old are you actually at the moment there, 90? No surgery, no crutches. Okay. It's weird that they made that because Med Class 4 normally means permanent incapacitation of some sort. How do I know? Because I've got a J52, which was leaving the army, you know, for my invisible wounds. Yeah, I've got 3 of them. Why are they invisible, Kaz? PTSD, back lumbar spondylosis, and which is your back, and also the of the anus. Shit. Ulcerative colitis. Okay, which looks like you've had it. Basically an elephant's dick up your butt, you know, and bleeding like a kangaroo on heat. Yeah, that's a Yeti, and it's on the wrong setting, bottom knob. Mine is. What setting is it meant to be on? Have I been doing something wrong the whole time? I'll fix it up later. All I did was follow what the videos on YouTube told me to do. Hey team, what level of cardio do you need to crush Singleton? Space Ninja, the very best, mate. The very best. Everything is about cardio and explosive energy, you know, in the School of Infantry, and we'll get you to the point where you fail and then ask for more from you. The whole point is to see what you are like when there is nothing left. We'll strip you back and we'll make you do something repetitively, or you'll be made to do it repetitively because someone else keeps stuffing up. We don't have to make things happen deliberately. It'll just occur, and then from there you'll do it over and over again, you know, and you'll be calling for your mum. Yep. Dave D, Phoenix Knight. And also you'll be trying everything as hard as you possibly can because you are trying to crush it unless you're in a section environment. If you've got any extra energy, you know, you don't keep your powder dry, you help someone else. You take over a bit of their kit, but not their issued kit, unless it's the gun. Give me the gun, let me carry it for a while, you can swap that around. Mr. Buckaroony, no, just a really dark time to pull it down. You should only fly a flag at night if illuminated. Yep, we put them up in the morning at 6 and we take them down at 5 in the afternoon. And the reason why we never kneel for the flag, or understand why other people kneel for the flag, Mr. Kaepernick and any other dickhead that's trying to make a protest, is that is what drapes the coffin of a soldier or anyone that has fallen for this country. You know, in every morning we salute the flag, we also salute it at 5 o'clock, stop what we're doing, face the flag and salute it when someone yells out stand fast. So we're never going to be on board with someone not respecting the flag. Also, there's no reason to not respect the flag. It'd be like being part of the Wallabies and someone not liking to wear the green and gold. It'd be like someone that plays cricket that doesn't like the baggy green. It wouldn't make sense. It's like barracking from another team. And you know what we should do to traitors. Yeah, Tyson, be prepared to be cold. If you're going to Kapooka now, your life is going to suck. It really is, because Kapooka in January, okay, is hotter than my arse in Speedos, and you'll never see that. Okay, but then what happens is you're going to tailor on from that heat, and you're going to end up at the School of Infantry as you go into winter. And winter sucks like Elton John on pay week. It is terrible, you know. And we don't have to fatigue you. All we got to do is make you do activities, because we don't stop for them, season weather or terrain, while you're soaking wet-logged, waterlogged. That's all we've got to do. And then look at you like, what's the matter? You know, a bit of rain ain't going to hurt. It doesn't mean we're not, pissed off on the inside. We're not going to let you wear a raincoat. It's time to harden up. Kaz watched South Park last night. I haven't actually seen it. JP was teaching our youngest son a new recipe tonight. And Lauren, what my magic new recipe is paprika. It adds the colour, adds the spice, put it with the prawns, put it with the chili flakes, put it with the prawns, put it with the spring onions, some salt for seasoning, toss it around, throw some fat pasta with it, and right there you're doing nothing for the rest of the night. You're going to feel like you've got a double COVID burger. Cole King, we still stand up when the national anthem is played on TV. Nicole, Aaliyah does too. My daughter makes us all stand up for it, and I love that. Dave is saying Kapooka is hot in August. Yep, except when it's bitterly cold, and it can be, as Dave knows, boiling hot and freezing cold in exactly the same day. And when you go to Townsville, there's a plateau called High Range. When you go up there, Mr. Buckaroony will tell you this, it can get down in the minuses. Now, you can freeze your goddamn nuts off up there. And you normally go up there, not dressed for conditions, because you've got to carry what you wear. Kaz, interested at your experiences with boaties at Tuaria. Mate, when I was in the 2nd Battalion, Royal Australian Regiment, 2nd to none, I didn't actually do the work with the amphibious group the way it is now, the structure the way it is now. I was part of a light infantry battalion. This is a reconnaissance orientated battalion, which is more about observing, route finding, etc., rather than engaging in the fight. My job was to seek out and close enemy kill, catch them, season high ground, repel attack by night. Season by the terrain. So I had extensive work with amphibious groups, whether that be exchanges with the Marines, over at Kaneohe Bay in the USA, Hawaii. We were also with the Navy so many times in Australia, doing assaults on beaches. It used to be considered a normal thing for light infantry to be air ops, to be armour, to be amphibious. We did it all of it. That's what you do as light infantry. What we're a bit nervous about is skill fade that's going to occur when people go into mechanised and motorised, and start to think they're going to get a taxi and Uber everywhere they go, get out for a short period of time, then get back to the sting of air conditioning. I believe that platoons now, sections, need to go to 12 men. 12 men. But the only reason they don't is for budgetary reasons. That's it. Okay? Because if we had 12 men, we could put 6 in each armoured vehicle. Okay? But now what they're trying to do is put an entire section into one armoured vehicle. And that's not what it should be about. There should be enough that every single fire team has got command and control. Right? So that means we have an additional 2IC, an additional Lance Corporal to all of those with rank in the chat here right now. So I believe they need to do that, but they're not going to do that. Because the books are a little bit cooked, and financially we've got to be able to do more with less, and Australia's always been that way. JP, chicken, catch a Tory. I used to know a Tory. Chain smoker, wouldn't kiss her. High range is friggin' cold. Yes, it is. Dave D, he's given us the whole Bureau of Meteorology here. 4th of September, March out here. Has hot days carrying packs, had freezing days doing TCCCs, right? Yep. Miss Ninja on Channel 13, they're up to the season of South Park where they are kneeling for the flag. Oh, I haven't seen that one. The disgust I would have if I saw someone kneel for the flag, you know, I reckon if I saw someone kneeling for the flag, I'd be very close to showing them how much I can't fight. And you know the funny thing? You'll only ever see it happen in a Western world where all those, pardon the language, lefty fuckwits are. You'd never see that happen, okay, in a country that's not the Western world, where there's real shit going down, where people are really proud of their country and almost have nothing to show for it. Could you imagine if you kneel for the flag in Russia or Syria, okay, or Iran, you know, or Egypt, or even Israel? You'd be in all sorts of shit. Ellie, it was September, not too cold for most people, but I came from the Pilbara. We were warned not to use them, not cold enough. We don't allow people to use any warm weather equipment unless you've been told to, because we know what's coming up and we can't afford to be stripping gear off that's there to make you feel comfortable and potentially fall asleep when you're fatigued and sedentary. You know, if there's a chance of moving, night moving, okay, patrolling, you don't wear any warm equipment. You can't, because you'll overheat. Yeah. Everyone learns their own lessons, and the best way to learn is the hard way. Yeah, it's always funny. Dave and I have spoken before of how funny it is when someone disobeyed a lawful command and put on some, what do they call it, thermals. Okay, and then all of a sudden you're doing a night move, you're getting out of there, you're patrolling, then someone starts to, like they're choking themselves, trying to get the warm weather gear off. They start with a bit itchy, then a bit of internal sweat, then all of a sudden, can't breathe, got to take my pack off. It's funny. Aussie Swarm, Kelly Beach was interesting. First Vildex with 10 FSB. Man, the mosquitoes up in that place are unrelenting, and the myth of the sharks that are waiting just in the water for you, that have box jellyfish for hats, you know, and crocodiles just behind them. There's an urban myth that there was once a pretty girl that lived in Kelly Beach. I think it's bullshit, fake news. We've got 7 minutes to go, team. 7 minutes. No thermals on patrol, no. You wouldn't wear thermals shopping, would you? How are we going here, team? Am I talking bullshit too fast? Can you keep up? Is there something you want to see this weekend? You know, I can go and do something on the Gap. I can go to Manly and maybe get under the water with a GoPro, go and have a look at some stuff. I'm going to have some coffee. You know, the stock market tonight.
Everyone's saying it's because you mentioned the stock market.
Ah, it could be.
Wait a minute, is it going?
Self has crept in and said, mate, you're talking shit, I'm going to turn you off.
You get so many unique hiccups, don't you? That no one else ever seems to get.
It all goes on the topic you talk about, doesn't it?
Yeah, you get the deep voice, you get the gremlins. It's so weird. Okay, would you like me to say good night?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'll try and surprise them with a video this weekend. Oh, here we go.
Are you on?
I think it is.
It said they're saying it's going.
Hello.
I'll ask them to clarify.
No, it looks like it's trying to say it's on.
Tell us if it's back on. They can't hear me.
Yeah, it appears to be back on.
Okay, it does. Yeah, it's back on.
Team, I honestly think what's occurred is, you know, the Lord has stepped in, looked at my shirt, and basically given me scurvy.
You deserve it in that shirt.
Fat fella turned up. I'm having connection issues.
He's going at the very start of February.
The start of February, so you're going to be in Valentine's Day platoon. Fat boys, just so you know what we're doing. Sorry, fat fella, different thing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to theme each month for everyone that is joining the Australian Army in that month. So at the moment it's the Australia Day platoon.
That's
So,
a good idea.
so everyone will be known as 26 platoon. Everyone. Okay, and then that way it doesn't chop and change. It doesn't matter if you're going to Air Force, whether you're going to the Men Who Kiss Men, the Navy, which is why I wore this shirt, okay, or whether you're going to Army, you'll be known as 26 platoon. Hallway 26! You know, and then next month, you'll be part of Valentine's Day platoon. What do you reckon of that, Lauren?
I think that's a really great idea. I think that's terrific. I like seasonal things and keeping in, you know, because it's easy to lose track of where you are in the year. Rob Kent actually just joined you, so I bet he's glad you're back. You're big.
Rob is back again. Tell a friend. Robbie, I want to go on an adventure tomorrow morning with the dentist that can't show his face. I'm hoping to get as wet as she said. I want to get underwater. I want to go to over to Watson's Bay, over near the Gap, maybe, or I might go over to Manly and go and do something over there because it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know.
You know, I'd like to see some of the underwater footage from the new GoPro.
Yeah, I love the sound of it. I just love that noise. And for those that don't know, how's this for very exciting? In June, I'm going to Cairns to go on a liveaboard for anywhere up to a week, you know, to film scuba diving, etc. up there. And hopefully what we're going to do is get a montage of Kaz eating very high, rich, salted foods and getting as seasick as I possibly can as I overeat, just to make videos for you. Because everyone loves a good seasick compilation.
Of course, especially if it's you.
Yep. I'll wear this shirt too, so I'll look like a landlubber.
Landlubber. Yeah.
It was a Charlie Company in the last all-male platoon to march out from it. There you go. There you go. We had a sister platoon. They didn't. We never did anything with them except try to kiss them with their butch hairstyles. But things were different back in 1991.
They should all have butch hairstyles.
It would be good. It'd make me feel better.
Yeah, exactly.
Thought you were going to a hospital, Joshy. Jay's here. West side, not cerebral palsy.
He just hangs by in the balcony, you know.
Yep. His rank goes to his head. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's that. I think sometimes we get, you know, we've got to be pretty patient here sometimes as moderators.
Yeah. Old fat fella says content is content, mate. When you see the video, it only goes for about a minute and a half of Rob Lowe, you know, being seasick. If that can't cheer you up, nothing can. To watch in just 1 minute how this celebrity goes downhill, and then when he's finally sick, he looks up, I'm not done. So it doesn't matter if you're elite or not, you know, seasick is seasick. Oils ain't oils.
Hey, I've just got to have a shout out to JP. He's done some great parenting today. He's been one helping me get my chickens back in when they escaped from the great chicken pen I made. And then he was like helping teach our youngest son to cook, and that's some good parenting.
Yep, it's everyone's job to know how to cook. You know, and you know what? If you're not cooking, get in there and goddamn clean, because that's your only other option.
Yeah, or both. You know how to do both.
I don't know how to clean. That's why I'm always scratching. Hallway 26. JP's talking about the Yongala. Yongala is one of the scariest dives that I've ever done, other than a night dive that went wrong off Townsville, 7 hours out in the ocean. The Yongala is in a shipping channel, and they will tell you, you do not know what is going to happen today, or even if you will survive. When you go to the Yongala, it's in 34 metres of water, and you can't see it. You just turn up to a buoy that's in the water. I was going to say something then, but you should say go to hell, Kaz.
You shouldn't be saying that.
There's a cabin boy in the water, and basically what they have to do is they have to send someone down to go and hook up the line to the boat, the safety line, and you don't even see the Yongala for the first 10 metres you're submerging. And then when you get down there, you're not allowed to wear gloves, so everything you touch that can sting you or bite you or hook you will do it. And that's meant to be a don't touch anything, because it's an actual living graveyard for the sailors that lost their lives there.
Yeah.
But it is so beautiful.
Yeah, you're right, Mr. Buckhorn. See talked about that lots, haven't we, Kaz? We hate being seasick.
Yeah. Hey, Josh, you were saying he's in the ambo.
Yeah, you did that to yourself, Joshua.
A male ambo?
Hi, Simon.
Put your phone down, Josh. Put your phone down and listen to what they've got to say. Don't disrespect him.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hi, Simon. You've come in at the back end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
The other thing is, Josh, be honest with them. If they say why you look like this, tell them you drank while you had COVID, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise they might see it as an inconsistent signs and think it's worse than what it is.
Yeah. Mr. Gubberini wants to catch up with you for a coffee again when you're coming up that way.
Absolutely. And I want to see bad cop when I see you.
I love that video that you guys made with the baskets.
That was fantastic. You know what? There is so much footage that Mr. Buckerini would forget about that we took that day. And I don't exactly know where it is. You know, because one of my favourite songs is Country Road, Take Me Home.
Yeah.
You know, John Denver, Bob Denver. It pisses me off that I get them mixed up. And I got a busker and I gave him about $150 to sing that song.
Oh, that's nice.
You know,
I always give them more money than they deserve.
yeah. And he had to drop in there, subscribe in the trenches with Kaz at the same time while he was singing.
And did
You
he?
know. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, we'll find it one day.
One day. But it's that's the thing with having a YouTube channel. I can have plenty of stuff that is cool and interesting, but how am I supposed to drop it in here where you just go, what? Kaz, you just went from talking about military to talking about fitness to talking about the gap, you know, and living life. Now all of a sudden there's just a 3-minute video of a busker singing. Are you wait?
That's life. You're a whole person. You're not just talk about one thing. You have lots of other interests. I think people forget sometimes that even, you know, infantrymen serving right now have hobbies and interests, things outside of work that they like to do.
You have to have it, because if you don't, your only friend is the bottle, and when you don't have a drinking friend, it sucks. Ellie is saying all females. How many ladies were in 32? Was that 32 platoon? I hope they let you use the other showers. Damn hair washers. Hair washers. I don't know. Ellie, I'm not sure what you're talking about there.
Can Simon Howell share a story with the class?
Of course you can.
He had a drama to that. What was it, Simon? There was a drama in my town today. It's actually really sad. There was a house burnt down here and a lady lost her life, and we're only a small town, so chances are we know her, so that's really sad.
That is, and what a horrible way to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just hope that the smoke got it before the flames did, hey?
Yeah, don't know, but it's still tragic because, like I said, we're a tiny little town. Yeah, what's your drama, Simon?
Yeah, Simon, spit it out. Use those 10 thumbs.
I'm a two-finger typer.
This will be the.
Joshua, look after yourself.
Yeah, get off that phone, go and talk to the paramedics.
Oh, here's what happened to Simon. He was in the middle of a jizz run today. We all know what that means.
Yep.
It's been long enough. His car blew up. He thinks it's stuffed.
So what happens when the cars turn up and you've got a litre of horse sperm in the car, and he goes, "What's in the car, mate?" You go, and you're going, "I really need to get this there fast." Oh no, did you keep it refrigerated? Has it ruined that sample as well that someone's paid a shitload for?
I hope not. Did you take an Uber?
Where are you, Simon? No, he could be talking about 6 hours away.
Yeah,
Where are you, Simon?
yeah. Because the jizz must get through.
Well, it's a double problem, isn't it?
Yeah. And not the jizz-mobile.
And Istio. I'm doing okay, mate. I'm getting ready to go on an adventure tomorrow morning with one of my good mates who I can't name because of his profession.
That's exciting. I think whichever one you do, Gab, you know, the underwater with the GoPro, I want to see both.
Do you know one of the best things, Lauren, about the life I've had? Is I have so many of my friends that are now in positions of either high importance or influence.
Yeah.
and you just take it for granted. You're not jealous of them. You just had a different version of interesting life. It's fantastic.
Exactly. Simon's home now.
Oh, thank God.
But I'm glad you.
I just pictured you near Dubbo with a 2-litre esky in your hand, going, mate, you don't want one of these.
Don't want one of these.
Okay.
He got the clue.
All right.
Well,
Well, it took a long time to come and let us know what happened then.
yeah.
Get the pun. And we're going to get out of here, team, so I can go and get ready for this. And let me just say thank you, ASX. It was a fantastic week.
Oh, that's good. I am glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that you're riding that roller coaster still.
Still on a roller coaster. Made more money than what's her name? Boogie Board. I thought it was Boogie Board. I thought it was Salad.
What?
What's her name? Chappelle Corby.
Oh. I didn't know what I think everybody's a strange OnlyFans girl or something.
Nah. War Bear, your last question we're going to hit tonight, mate. War Bear, I'm headed to Kapooka in March. Your channel's helped me so much. Thank you very much. Awesome, mate. We've got to think about a name for March. Okay, although, ironically, March is a pretty good name for a platoon. When in doubt, team, get on bloody, how can I say it to you, for the price of a coffee, get on the bloody bat phone. The link is below, and we can have a one-on-one conversation, answer your specific questions to your case, one-on-one, so that you have a better chance, of getting the answer that you need, and probably the one with more integrity. Okay, let's get out of here. Nicole King, see you later, mate. Johnny, be good Johnny. Stickman, have a feed. Robbie Kent, look after those hounds for me. Dave D, stop stuttering. Jay Hayes, Westside, and Mr. Buckaroony, you ain't COVID, you're my brother. And Simon Powell, good to see. You're going to need some mouthwash after getting rid of that evidence. LS, night all. Have a great day. See you later, buddy. And the last one here, Paro. Okay, so I had my assessment day just yesterday and was recommended for both RAF position I applied for. Cheers for all the videos you've made so far. Definitely helped me. Only a couple of steps left. And mate, what a legend you are that you haven't been put off by my anti-RAF sentiment. So all the best to you. We're here to help.
It's just jokes. We love every service.
See ya.
We get as good as we get.
I don't love yous, but I like you. Okay, see ya. Toot sweet.